I would say,
Hundreds of
Saeed,
stories.
that I don't think any country would be expected to allow rockets to come in and threaten the lives and health and well-being of the citizens in their country, and Israel has the right to defend themselves.
Do you believe that the Palestinians in Gaza have the right to defend themselves?
I think, I'm not sure what you're getting at, Saeed.
I'm asking you, do they have the right to defend themselves against Israeli
What are you
aggression?
specifically referring to? Is there a specific event or a specific occurrence?
Do they have the right to respond to Israeli rocketing and bombing their homes, their houses,
We're
their
talking
areas,
about
their
attacks
schools?
from a terrorist organization, Saeed. I don't think you're having
But
we're
there's
having a
also
conversation about what's
population.
happening here.
Why wouldn't it be reasonable to expect that civilians who, for whatever reason, happen to be living in Gaza would not become more hardened in their view of the Israeli government, of the Israeli people, when their own children can't ostensibly go play in the surf, and instead the next time they see their children, they're on funeral biers?
Well, Roz, let me first say, I'd remind you again that the deaths of any individuals, any civilians, the deaths of children, how this is impacting people in the region is why the Secretary has been working on this morning, noon, and night for the past several days. Obviously, the tensions have escalated. Obviously, that has caused a great deal of violence that is of concern. But I would remind you that yesterday there was a ceasefire proposed that was abided to by the Israelis for a couple of hours that Hamas did not abide to. And they're putting their own people at risk by continuing to escalate the situation on the ground.
If Israel does have the legal right to defend itself, and I don't think anyone in this room would dispute that, because I would expect the U.S. to protect this territory from attack, how is this considered an acceptable form of retaliation? Why wouldn't people on the ground who weren't near any sort of Hamas airstrike into Israel, why wouldn't they believe that this is not an act of retaliation?
I'm not sure what your exact question is.
Put it more simply, if rockets didn't emanate from where I happen to be living or playing or visiting or doing whatever, and suddenly my area is targeted by a foreign government's airstrike, why wouldn't it be reasonable for me to think this is an act of retaliation and punishment, vengeance, rather than a direct response to a military attack?
I still don't understand what your question is.